right wing it. Left wing.
If you say right wing on this show, I'm gonna kick your ass.
What about left wing?
Well, then I don't have to do anything, because if I kick your ass for that, then I'm gonna get my ass kicked. That's still hooked up, I hope you know. Anyways, welcome. We have this idiot over here.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. No. No.
I'm gonna call the police.
We have Ethan.
I'm gonna call the police.
You started a recording on my computer. You cunt. Press 7 on the numpad. Press 8.
Fucking Ethan.
On the numpad, Ethan.
This?
Yes.
I did that.
Press 7 then. Give it back.
Yeah. Do you want me to go in there and close it?
No, you can't. Here, just put it back on the desk and press the 7. It's probably too far away from the transceiver. It doesn't like that.
Transceiver.
The 7 on the numpad, jackass.
I did.
Fuck, I'll deal with it in a minute then. No, it's not in Task Manager, Ethan.
Shut up, it's in Task Manager. What did I start?
You didn't start anything.
Why are you mad?
Because you started something, but it's not something you can just close. It's a fucking hotkey.
You're a hotkey.
Fuck you.
I just really press
Come
on the
sit
hotkeys.
here. Come sit down.
Your mom's sitting down.
We had an interesting adventure today. We went to what would be my old high school and Ethan's current.
Yeah.
Tell me about Olympia High School, Ethan.
Not that good. I mean, I'm not trying to shit on the teachers. I know they're just doing their jobs, but kids are all kind of crackheads, and it's not good. I don't know. That's just kind of my opinion.
Would you recommend
School
Olympia
overall.
High School to your friends or family members?
Not really. Half the kids are always high as shit, and then I don't know. People are just always dealing with their own crap, and then it's like never school. I don't know what I'm trying to say. My brain is melting right now, but
All of our brains are melting right now.
yeah.
I think the only positives I ever had there was like senior year, probably because I didn't have to step into school like once because I had 2 block classes outside of the school. So that was really nice.
I don't know if it's because school's actually bad, or I'm just letting my mediocre experience cloud my judgment, but I did not enjoy it that much. Like the actual school. I don't know, it just felt cheap and
Bad.
did not feel like they actually really cared.
Yeah.
Just felt like I was kind of there to let them get money, and I don't know. A lot of really crummy, badly put together classes.
Tell us about the farm though, Ethan.
The farm was actually good. This program I did to get out of doing real school, because
You can work on a farm.
yeah, I had a crippling mental illness and I could not keep up with actual school. So I did the farm where they just taught you employment skills, and you got to work on a farm and shit, and half the time it just derailed into chaos, but it was cool because community was just
Shit.
oh shit.
Oh.
I got it.
Oh, well, that's just going into the recording because I don't give a fuck.
It's just recording,
Alright,
but it was fun.
I'm gonna lay like that.
Okay.
Will, you can just lay over here by Ethan's foot. And then we're all close to it, especially if Ethan puts his foot down and scoots in. I thought the farm was a pretty good time. Like, you know, other than just like the political theme of it all. I mean, I don't go to school to enjoy politics. I go to school to like not want to go to school.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't really like school. It's just, you know, I'm just one of those rebellious. I'm just built different, you know. But no, I don't really enjoy school.
Like a shitty Camaro driver.
I don't. Shut up.
What are you saying shut up for? You drive a BMW.
You're gonna make me cry, man. But no, like they make you waste your time just so they can fucking babysit you, and it's like, I don't know. I could have had a job. I could be working right now. I could have actually been saving money so I could move out as soon as possible and have a stable life. But now I have to be in here learning dead curriculum, doing pointless busy work because
Because that's what kids are
Yeah,
supposed to
because that's
do.
what the government fucking said a long time ago. You know, it was helpful during the more industrial periods of mankind, but now it's not because you can literally just fucking pick up a computer and make shit tons of money by playing Minecraft all day. That's just the world we live in. Not everyone needs to go to school. And I guess you could argue the point that you go to school to learn, how to interact with others, but I really didn't. I just learned that I really don't like other people from
Yeah.
school. I feel like school taught me the opposite of what it was supposed to, and I'm not gonna let that slow me down, but I don't agree with school.
Yeah.
I'd never use anything like all the math and shit. I mean, really only math and science and shit. I mean, at best, for most people, they're just like fucking interesting facts you could spout off, but they're really only interesting if you want to pursue a career
Hi, how are you?
in that subject. But you could argue that like you could do art or shit and do a career in that. I don't know, but most people don't really do that, and it's like I'd rather high school just be cut down to its bare essentials, and then I could explore this shit in a community college if I wanted to.
Or you
But-
could just waste a bunch of money on an actual college.
Yeah, where I'd actually get a more in-depth fucking look at shit, and then I don't know.
Yeah. So, Feline, why don't you tell us what you think about the schools?
I don't know. I think schools are a complete waste of time, but that's just my opinion because all the schools that I went to have been really shitty. And I've gotten treated
Especially the hippie school.
I've gotten treated like shit at every school. No, the hippie school, aka talking about Orla, was actually decent for a time. It was decent for a time when that one girl was principal, and then
That one chick.
yeah, that when that one girl was principal, things were fine. And then she left, and we got this new principal, and then everything just went downhill.
It's always the new principal.
Yeah, Ethan's stripping right now currently in my bedroom. This is wonderful.
I'm in a pink thong right now.
it's something else. I'm just gonna tell you that
it's
right
like
now.
to see.
But anyways, I don't know. School. I just forgot what I was gonna say.
Because you're stupid.
Yeah, I'm not.
That's the whole point of this podcast. Is for us to be fucking morons.
And I think that when it comes to school, it can be useful, like, for things in life, okay?
Yeah.
You need
Okay.
school.
But they don't.
But at the
focus
same
on that.
time, yeah, exactly, they don't
You-
focus on it.
You accidentally learn that by chance at the best, but
They
not everybody.
Teach you
gets
what
it.
you really need to know.
It's what.
Like math, you don't do math in everyday shit.
Well,
it's
not
the-
algebra, but like fucking like standard like subtraction and multiplication maybe.
Well,
but like
yeah, but like that's.
But like
shit
they're
you
like
learn in
divide
elementary.
fractions and find the answer for y, and I was like, but why?
That's the thing.
Exactly.
With my
That's where the y is. It's y.
But that's the thing with my algebra class. They taught me all these equations and shit, but they never once told us, besides slope, like what it equates to in real life. So it's like, okay, now I know how to
Well,
do this, but I don't
wait-
know what this is in
Wait,
real
what the
life.
fuck
Am
do you
I,
use
like,
slope for?
like fucking when you make like triangles or some shit.
Exactly, and with history, it's just like there's no reason for history. You don't.
I got a story to tell about history. It
I
was,
kind of liked history.
yeah.
But
I like the concept of a good history class, but I want to talk about history class. I had world history. It was the only history class I had for sophomore year, and the teacher we had, she just fucking sucked at her job.
I've always had good history classes. I mean, I agree that like, I think everyone should have like a basic understanding of history, but I don't know. I do agree that sometimes they go
do that.
really,
You almost fell probably after
Like, I don't know, like off track. I think most classes like just try to cram in a bunch of crap. They either try to cram in a bunch of crap to fill up the whole year, or they don't have enough time to do things within the whole year, and they usually just end up matching it all together. Like, I don't know. I've done some like elective stuff, and like it ends up getting like crammed, and none of it makes sense. You don't have enough time to absorb it all, and that's what I'm saying. Like, let me go to college and do this, but it's actually formatted to student instead of just a high school class they paid like $125
College
for.
teachers know what they're doing.
Well, yeah, but it's also like it's college. That's what you're learning there. It's not just like, I don't know, like discount computers with crappy
Right,
pirated
they're also
software.
really chill too.
Yeah.
Like,
what Chromebooks are essentially?
Oh my god, I hate Chromebooks.
I remember when they first started rolling them out and said, You remember when schools used to have fucking MacBooks?
Yes. I hated those Apple computers that were like they were like the frosted chrome material. I hated that because every time something scratched on it, it just gave me the most unpleasant feeling. I felt like Venom and fucking Spider-Man when Peter Parker started banging all the metal fucking pipes together. I hate that shit.
Yeah. But back to what I was saying about the history class. She just sucked at her job. And I don't want to say that to be mean because she's like afterwards, I would run into her every once in a while and she would be being really nice and shit. And she'd just be like, oh, I hope, you're doing really well. I hope you're doing well. Ethan, that doesn't plug into that.
Does it? Oh,
No,
it is.
it's not. It's a receiver.
Yeah.
But she was just really bad at her job because she had no fucking patience. Like, usually when a teacher gives you a big project, it's like, I want this done in like a week and a half usually. But she would just be like, I want you to make a 15 slide presentation about the weapons and their uses of World War II.
Oh,
And then I'd just be like, okay. And I'd just be like, oh, okay, we could do that. That'd be kind of fun. Have fun looking up how flamethrowers work. And she's just like, but I want it done tomorrow. And it's like, why? 15 slides? I'm not going to do that all tonight. I want to go home and like go to bed, eat food and go to bed. I don't want to fucking do 15 slides. Well, thankfully we had groups, but she had the like worst judgment call when it came to when we had made groups because these groups, unless she said you could pick your group members, were like for the entire year. It was the whole year that was your group. And I got paired with two fucking chicks who didn't do anything.
Yeah.
All they did was like classic high school girl gossip. Or whenever the fucking teacher brought her baby to work, they would just ogle over the baby the whole day. And then there's a one guy. He was on the farm. His name was Ryan. He would show up every once in a while. You remember Ryan? He had glasses and he's kind of short.
No, not really.
He'd stop by the farm a lot with his girlfriend.
Oh, did he was an alumni?
Yeah.
I think I might remember him.
But
He always had like that blue nylon jacket, right?
yeah, that was
I
him.
think
That was
I
him.
remember him.
But I had him in my group when he was starting the farm for the first year, and he was really cool because he refused to let me like be by myself in these group projects. He's like, "Hey man, I'm gonna help you out in whatever way I can." And I was just like, "That's amazing." And then, but some days he would have to go to the farm really before they had the new schedule.
Yeah.
Of after lunch, and I was like, "Fuck! If he's gone, I have to do all this shit myself." Jesus Christ. Fucking flopped right on the bed, right there. Anyway, but if he was gone, I was fucked. I would have to do this whole project by myself. And one time, just to see if it would, like, if they'd say anything or even notice. Because if they didn't notice that I wasn't doing anything, then I would just be like, well, fuck, I guess that's just how it is. That's high school kids, I guess. But no, if I'd stop working and just start sitting there, twiddling my thumbs or like checking my phone, they'd start yelling at me. They're like, Alex, why aren't you doing anything? Why aren't you doing any of the work? And I was just, and one day,
Paired with him a lot, or?
yeah, that was my group for the year.
Oh shit.
That was my group for the year until I made a special request and she finally said, fine, fuck it, I'll change your group.
Yeah.
And then I got grouped with Ashton, which was much better because he's like really good at everything.
I remember Ashton.
Ashton's kind of a cunt though.
Ashton. I don't remember that about him.
Yeah, well, he wasn't a cunt on purpose. He did it like to meme on you. He was just a dick. You know how people are sometimes just like an asshole, but they're like, "Hey, man, nothing personal."
Yeah.
That was him. But he was actually really good at school and shit. I remember talking to him during Newmarket about world history, and he was just like, "I've taken AP history, and that world history class was worse."
I don't know. Your story about those two girls reminds me in art class. There's this one girl and her boyfriend suddenly just got put in the class and they were always fighting. I think they broke up, but he just couldn't accept it. So they're always bickering and fighting in class. It was really creepy. But this dude, because we had to put our art shit in like a cubby or whatever the fuck you call it, he didn't have one. And for some fucking reason, he always put it in mine because it was next to hers. And they kept getting in fights and shit. And they broke one of my pottery projects and it really fucking pissed me off. And it was just, I don't know. High school kids are extra as shit.
Yeah. How do you feel about high school kids, Will?
I think they're all
all assholes. Like, don't get me wrong. Okay, there are some high school kids that are nice out there, but like, they're rude.
Rude as fucking shit. You ever see, like, now that I'm out of high school, I love being in different places and seeing like fucking freshman kids spazzing around because I'm just like, I remember when I used to see that every day. Freshman kids are like a special breed of children because like
that sounds creepy. Rephrase that.
They're built different.
Yeah, okay.
They're definitely built. They're the definition of built different.
Special breed of children.
I'm kind of glad. In freshman year, I got crippling anxiety, and I'm kind of glad I did it because it kind of prevented me from doing anything cringeworthy.
I remember encountering you for the first time. You were like, didn't you tell me you were pretending to be asleep on the bus so that nobody'd sit next to you?
Oh yeah.
And then I would sit next to you anyways because I just didn't give a fuck if you were sleeping or not.
Yeah, that's how we became friends.
Yeah, I just started sitting next to you on the bus, and then then you started going to the farm, and I noticed you there, so we just started talking to each other. But I just remember, like, I didn't actually. For me, it was better that you were sleeping because it was like I wouldn't be bothered by you at all, in case you turned out to be like some cunt, which is gonna bother me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just like, don't. He's gonna be asleep. He's not gonna bother me for the whole bus
I did it
ride.
because there's this one like it's ratchet. I think we can still say. Is that racist? Now I read something. About
No, it's you can say that.
I'm saying ratchet, but I'm not meaning it to be racist. I don't know. Fuck you.
It's not racist. It's just a word.
I don't.
There's
know.
a game called Ratchet. Ratchet and Clank.
Somebody told someone off for it.
Yeah, well then
time.
they're an asshole.
And I was like, is it? Or are you just associating shit that you think is off of your own, that you think is racist off of your own moral compass? I don't know. Anyways, you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, whatever. There's this one ratchet girl on the bus who she looked like fucking Honey Boo Boo, but she would always fucking like talk about drama and shit. And like, she'd try to be popular, like, I don't know. I was talking about all the shit that's happening in her life, but she'd fucking yell it so everyone could hear on the bus, and she kept fucking sitting next to me because she got on a few stops after me, so I would just fucking man-spread the hell out of my seat and pretend to be asleep so she didn't sit next to me.
That didn't work for me, though.
Yeah. Well, I didn't really care because you weren't her, but...
I just kind of sat there.
Yeah.
Well, and then like 9 times out of 10 when I'm on a bus, unless I'm sitting next to someone I know, I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to get to fucking school and just go. Shut the fuck up. That's just how it is for me. I don't want to interact with people. I just want to get on the bus and go. Yeah. So like that's why I would usually look for an empty seat, and if there wasn't one, then I would just sit usually probably next to you. And then, but like sitting in the back of the bus is a fucking curse in high school.
High school kids are mean. It's basically just like a prison for children. It's like it is to the government or society to like what senior homes or whatever the term is to fucking people who hate their parents and don't want to deal with them.
Okay, now even though being on a school bus with all the other kids suck ass, you have to admit though that sitting in the back of the school bus, like in the very back, was the shit.
I don't know what fucking buses you've been on, but if you've ever been on an OHS bus, that's the worst place you can sit. Because that's where all the fucking, like, that's where, like, all the, like, worst of the worst
sit. There's this white, I'm not going to say his name, but there's this white trash kid at my school, and he'd always act like he was the shit because everyone liked him, but it turns out he was just the most affordable weed plug at the school, and everyone just wanted to be on his side. So he'd get money off, but he acted like a huge douche all the time, and it's like, he always sat at the back of the bus, and he was obnoxious, and he could do anything to anyone he wanted to, and no one would stop him.
I feel like I've had an encounter with that kid before. I was sitting in the back by myself because
suspended my sophomore. He got expelled my sophomore year, and he stopped showing up to school halfway through.
Yeah, this was definitely then during your freshman year. I've encountered him before. He was I was sitting in the back by myself, and I was just kind of trying to make it look like, you know.
I don't think I had him in middle school too, but I don't know if he took the bus with us, but he was always on the back of the bus in middle school.
Yeah, but like usually if like you can either do your strategy if you don't want someone to sit next to you on a bus, or you can put your bag on the side, and then if people ask, Can I sit here? You know, usually if people ask me nicely, like, "Hey man, can I sit there?" I'm more than happy to just let you sit there because 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna bother me anyway.
Yeah. Public buses are scary.
We've been on a public bus
I know,
recently.
we used to have to do it every day to get home from the farm.
No, I
miss
mean
it.
like no, I mean like
yeah, recently
yeah,
we were
recently.
on a public bus.
It was like the day before New Year's. We went on a bus so we could get to Target because we need to get to Michael's so our friend Prawns could buy epoxy. But yeah, buses nowadays. Epoxy's not a drug; it's a fucking sealant.
I know, you can put it in drugs, though.
Epoxy?
People smoke fucking wax.
That's fair. I'm pretty sure there is someone huffing epoxy fumes.
People like ferment their own shit. They get high off of poop fumes. It doesn't work, by the way. Don't try that. You're just gonna end up with a bottle of crap.
No, well, from what I've heard,
Not that I've done it.
No.
I want to clarify, but
no, I've heard about that, and it's mostly done in like villages in Africa or something like that. And there's a guy.
just like really
Yeah.
poor rural countries where like
They
alcohol
no,
is
I
really
just heard.
accessible.
Yeah, I heard that they do that though a lot in Africa.
Now this one girl I used to be friends with lives in Alabama, and everyone's like a fucking, like
Hillbilly.
yeah, Alabama.
Like trash trailer park.
Yeah, poor, and so there's a rumor going on at her school, and a bunch of kids tried it, and it didn't work for any of them. That's where I got that from. I never put my shit in a jar. I don't even know how to put it in a fucking bottle because
Poop in a jar.
I don't know.
You just poop in a jar. But some people like interviewed somebody in Africa who did it, and he's talking about it, and he's just like, it wasn't really that great of a time. I saw hallucinations of my dead mom telling me that what I was doing was wrong,
Oh shit.
and I was just like, well, yeah, fair enough. Don't shit in a jar and huff it. That's not great. Fucking yeah, but this guy you were talking about, he only did it once because I never saw him again afterwards because I just stopped sitting back there because I was like, fine, fuck it. If everyone back here is going to be a loud, obnoxious bag of dicks, I'm not sitting back here.
Yeah.
And he didn't even be like, yo, man, can I come sit here? Because then I'd just be like, yeah, sure, dude. He just kind of scooched his way in there. And I was about to say something, but he was, he had just, I didn't want to fight anybody on a fucking school bus. So I was just like, fuck it. But he's like constantly looking around, like making sure no one's looking at him, and I was
Who
just
is this?
the kid you were talking about, the weed plug.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and I knew he had something to do with weed because he kept opening his bag and looking in there, looking around, and then I got a peek at what was in his bag, and it was like his whole backpack size bag of weed, and I was just like, that's all in there, not even a fucking pen and paper.
Fuck. This reminds me of something else. This happened in like early middle school. Not that I care about vaping. You can do it if you want. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. But we're in middle school, and I don't think kids should be like involved with that kind of shit. But anyways, this kid's like fucking what? How old are you at like entry level 6th grade?
Like, maybe about 13.
Yeah, like 12, 13. This was like
Yeah.
fucking. I was 12 at the time. It's like a little 12, 13-year-old kid behind me trying to impress us. Fucking. Just whips out of like
check out my vape, man.
that was like before Juul and shit was really like a thing. He fucking pulls out all these like brass parts and just fucking assembles a vape like a goddamn fucking
Like a
Lego
Steve-
set. Like
New
a
from
fucking
Le-
no, like he assembles it like a
from Lego
fucking
system.
military assault rifle in front of you. Just starts hitting that shit, and it's just it was fucking hilarious. Like he fucking tactically assembled that like steampunk vape.
New from Playmobil, build your own vape.
Oh, also the same kid. I remember, because I don't know. I don't think he had problems at home, always doing shit at school to get attention. I don't really know what the deal with those kids is. I'm not a therapist, but he's always doing shit to get attention. I think that's what the whole vaping thing was about, because he didn't really seem to enjoy it himself, and he'd only do it in front of other people. But so me and my friend Austin would walk home from school because we went a long ways in the same direction, and this kid kept trying to fucking bother us because he lived next somewhere around there. And fucking I remember he should like earlier in the day when we were getting on the bus to go to school, he was like, oh, look what I got, this fucking massive firework. And I didn't say anything because I didn't like this kid, and he'd probably beat me up. He looked fucking vile like that. It looked fucking rancid. I didn't want to deal with that, so I was like, okay, cool, man, whatever. So, fucking, we were walking home. So it was me and Austin. This guy, I assumed he was tying his shoe. He leans down to go do something, and he just fucking gets up and sprints off. And we're walking, and fucking, my friend Austin pushes me out of the way, and it turns out what he fucking did is he set off that fucking giant ass fucking firework thing. It's like this like tiny little like square ramen packet looking thing. He set that off and I was about to fucking step on it. So my friend Austin pushes me out of the way and it fucking goes off and it sounded like a fucking atomic nuke. And everyone on that fucking block just got on our shit because they thought we set it off. And yeah, that was scary.
Fuck.
I almost got my fucking foot blown off by a little fucking tactical vape boy.
Little tactical way. Let's talk about New Year's since I'm starting to remember that.
Eat a whole fucking giant edible cookie.
That is something.
Bitch.
I didn't actually eat the whole thing. Yeah, I only ate I ate maybe like 3/4 of it. And just for context sake, a friend of mine makes he makes edibles with his parents for some reason because that's something you should do with your kids.
Yeah.
And they're about 125 milligrams each per like whole cookie. So you're supposed to unless you're not a pussy, then you're supposed to usually just eat pieces of it. Not supposed to eat the whole thing unless you want to go straight to hell. And I decided because New Year's was coming up, me and this cat over here decided that because New Year's coming up, let's go to hell for New Year's. And
Can I just say, because I stayed up the entire night and you guys passed out, you looked angry as fuck when you were sleeping. Like, you turned over and, like, fuck, you look like the Incredible fucking Hulk. Look, I don't know. I was cracking up because, like, you turned over and you had, like, two scrunched up face.
So, like, don't get me wrong, okay, I'll admit that I was out of it, but, like, he was gone. He was, like...
Oh, yeah.
Like, he was just screaming and, like, saying really weird
Wait,
shit.
what? After I left?
No.
While you were there.
Like, yeah, while everything was, like, still going on.
He was, like, running around the kitchen screaming, and he would always come up to me, and he'd, like, sit on the couch, and he'd go like this.
Yeah, just slap you
And
right
he'd
on your
slap
leg.
my leg, and it'd scare me. Like, I'd jump.
I think the effects of THC are different for everyone, and mine is just turning into a fucking maniac.
For me, it just makes me really just kind of, like...
Mellow.
Like, I'll just lay
You
there.
just become mellow yellow. God forbid what happens to Ethan.
I mean, I remember...
Ethan would go straight to hell.
Like, I was doing this on the couch.
Ethan, you probably would go to hell with me.
I was just, like, doing this on the couch, and I don't remember if it was Zane or Prawn, so it was just,
It was
like,
Zane.
Yeah, Zane was just like, you like that couch? You go, yeah. I'm like,
What?
It's a nice couch.
Anyways, so from what I can remember, just like one of the things we were doing other than our good friend, Mr. Sean Mark, he set up Beat Saber for us, and he was doing that, and he was also just playing. Yeah, he pirated Beat Saber for me because I didn't want to pay $30. Fucking.
Oh no, the IRS. No, it's not the fucking IRS who deals with that. The fuck am I talking about? The FBI is coming after you now.
Yeah, the FBI is coming to eat my ass.
Beat Saber. Have you even played it since? Have you even
Yeah.
played to get it to open?
Yeah.
Awesome. You should fight me on Beat Saber.
Fuck you. Anyway, so whenever I eat one, I just like things become like a whole other reality for me. Because instead of getting mellow like some other people like do, like they get couch logged, you know, like you did.
Mm-hmm.
The whole world becomes like a new reality, like a fun fucking like weird ass video game where just everything's just going on. Like I'd usually eat these things playing Gary's Mod with my friends. And while they're building these like creations of horror, I'm like building a nice little house and starting a fraudulent hentai business with John Arbuckle.
I don't like weed. I remember like I got high one time and it just felt like my brain got like turned into cheese, I guess. Like it became
rotten cheese or just normal cheese.
I don't know, it felt like I had brain lag and it felt hard to think about shit. And
Yeah.
like I kept forgetting how to breathe. Like it's like I had to think about it.
bad weed that you had then.
No, I don't give a shit. I don't fuck with that. I don't like the way it made me feel. It's like
Well, and
Funny.
then
It's funny 'cause
weeds
I
are
was
very.
just out of it for the entire time, and I just kind of staring into space. I couldn't even think about anything because I just had so much head
Yeah,
lag.
that was kind of what Willow was.
Yeah, I mean, I do remember that,
Can you
like,
hand me that Dr. Pepper over there?
yeah, I kept asking her for my phone because I wanted to text my boyfriend, but,
Like
like,
my brain went.
I
from,
was
like, a
not gonna
fucking-
let you text that fucker.
You refused to give it to me every
My
time I
brain-
asked.
My brain went from Windows 10 to fucking Commodore 64. Like, I just- oh my god, it was the worst. It felt like, oh my god,
Yeah,
it's like trying to drive.
it's
but, like,
very-
your wheels are made out of concrete or
Yeah.
something.
weed's a very different like thing for everyone. But another thing that would help you, even like if you've ever decided to try one more time, is you gotta have a good mindset about it, and you gotta be somewhere comfortable. Like I bet if you were in the comfort of your own room, like nobody's home or something like that, so you can't be bothered, it would have at least gone at least 10% better.
I don't know how people like the farm. They have the fucking abandoned buildings out back.
Yeah, I don't know how people-
smoke in that shit. I would be
No,
scared.
I would
think
be
about
terrified.
those all the time when I go in there. It's like they found a fucking femur bone or something in there. I don't know how you'd like. And those same kids, I know they've gotten stoned in there. It's like I don't know how you smoke in there. If like being in a good mindset matters so much. I'd be fucking like be seeing some like Henderson shit. I'd be getting out of there. Like no, I couldn't deal with that.
Yeah.
This house is a creepy.
Yeah, because I've taken one of my edibles in a bad mindset before, and instead of it taking me to like bad hell like it normally should, my brain instead is just like, I'm in a shitty mood. I'm not even gonna accept this THC. I'm just gonna fuck it right off. The one time when we both had a piece here, my brain was just in a bad mood, so I didn't feel a single thing that entire night.
me, that night it just made me really, really tired.
No, we were here.
Yeah.
No, it made you a hell of a lot more than just
Like-
tired. You mixed Coors Light with Coke.
Um,
You understand what kind of cursed...
yeah, but, like, it was only for, like, a couple minutes that I was just kind of like,
Yeah.
but then I remember I just sat in that chair and I was just kind of like, I'm just fucking tired, so I went to my room.
And you went to bed, probably.
But I didn't really have a lot to drink or a lot of the cookie that time
Yeah.
either. But on New
But,
Year's, I literally had
well,
3 pieces of it, and then I gave the other half to Zane.
Oh yeah, just a heads up. My folks have to be home at 6:30, so I might leave around like 5:50.
Alright.
That's like 20 minutes
Yeah.
from now.
20 minutes from now, that'll be a pretty good podcast length.
Yeah.
Fucking... Yeah, we're just rolling with it. We're just gonna just keep going. We're not even gonna stop. We tried setting this up on Audacity, and I have a very terrible computer microphone, so it wasn't going well.
Wait, do you want your webcams back?
The webcam?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you for that back because I wanted to plug it in so I could use it in my house,
Okay, I can give that back to you tomorrow when you
Alright.
get home.
or when I get home, because I might still be here tomorrow.
Okay.
No, but
Ooh, I got hiccups now.
no. Anyway,
Made it kind of
just the tip.
just
And I don't know, like, let's talk about, anyways, what I can remember of New Year's. Fucking, one of the things I remember is like just kind of my vision going blurry, and then me coming back to, and we were watching the fucking,
After you had dreams about being the Hulk.
shut up, Ethan. We were watching the fucking, you remember, the thing they played to tell you to silence your cell phones?
Yeah, we were watching those, and then it turned into fucking what's his name?
Nostalgic. We were
Critic.
watching Nostalgia critique commercials, which is like arguably my favorite of all of his videos.
I kept going in and out when that was going on. I was just kind of like there.
He did
and
too.
then
He woke up and like turned down the volume and then turned it back up, and then
I was there, and then I wasn't. Then I would go back, and then I didn't actually fall asleep until after everyone left, and then I ended up waking up a couple hours before you left.
yeah, I woke up really early and walked back home. It was really surreal because it was like almost completely empty. I saw like 2 cars on the way there, no people and no animals.
What time was it when you went home?
Fuck,
He
like
went home around
6,
8.
7, yeah, probably 8.
Yeah.
8 in the morning. Everyone's shit faced because this year was horrible. Last year was horrible. I'm
Yeah.
hoping this year's not horrible. I'm hoping that riot thing was just a one and done thing. Like the other riots started to settle down. We finally got a vaccine for COVID. I thought everything was gonna come to a halt, but
No.
Oh yeah, but then we ran into those rioters down.
Yeah, let's not talk about that so we don't
Yeah.
get canceled.
Scared the shit out of me though.
Yeah, that's
we
all.
live-
That's all I'm gonna say about it. Is it was really fucking scary for a while, and
Well,
I
we live in Washington, and we have a building. We live in a
we live at the capital of Washington,
yeah.
and
We
we have
a building that looks just really similar to Washington D.C.'s capital. So I woke up early this morning, and that's all I see. Everyone's like they're attacking the capital of Washington. I was like, oh shit, that's like 20 minutes from my house. It's like I don't like because like it's like all this violence and fire and shit. It's like, oh my fucking god, am I going to die? And then like y'all need to
Y'all need Jesus.
news reporters.
Yeah,
you guys
y'all
need
need
to
Jesus.
mention when it's Washington D.C. because half the time you guys don't do that and. Everyone just assumes you're talking about Washington D.C., but it's like it gets confusing for us northern Washington people.
I don't like the name that they call us Washingtonians. I hate it
Is
so
that
much.
what they call us? That's
Really?
offensive.
Yeah, that's stupid. Like sometimes when our governor Inslee, he's talking about it, he's like, "Come on, Washingtonians, we just need to hold
That's
out a little more on this virus." And I'm like,
That's so
who the
stupid.
fuck came up with that?
Washington.
Yeah.
Well, nothing else sounds good, so I can get that. But
The people of the trees. That's what they should call us.
Washingtonoids. No.
Look, they just need Jesus, and we don't, because we found him earlier at 7:04.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about tomorrow. Let's talk about yesterday actually, because there was a little bit there other than.
We found Jesus at Safeway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
that's
small
him.
candle.
Yeah. Ethan made a song about it. Fucking. I found Jesus. I found Jesus at Safeway. What else was it?
Oh, he was on a small candle.
It didn't stop.
He was staring down at my man boobs.
It didn't stop me from drinking up, beating my wife, but I thought it was pretty cool. Found Jesus at a Safeway.
It sounded better at the moment. Now we just sound stupid, but whatever.
Somebody's gonna like that. What else? We went to Walmart.
Yeah.
This was like our first time driving with Ethan.
Oh yeah, because I can legally drive other people in like 3 days. But I just said fuck it, this month's good enough, and I took these assholes to Walmart and Safeway.
And then we went to the mall
McDonald's.
today.
I like.
It was
10 at night.
yeah, it was at like it was like 10 at night, and we were gonna go to the school and eat the McDonald's, and then you're just like, no, I'm really tired. I'm going home.
I've been staying up late a lot. I can't sleep at night. Or
I can't
but it
either.
like takes me a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
At
my
school,
sleep schedule's so.
I get like
fucked up.
7 to 6 hours, so it doesn't really bother me that much. But when I do that, it kind of adds up
See,
eventually.
My sleep schedule's really bad right now because I haven't been going to sleep until like lately 9 a.m.
Oh god.
and then I sleep until 5. Or sometimes I'll just go to sleep at like, if I'm lucky, I'll go to sleep at 6 and then I'll wake up at like 2. Other than that, I can't go to sleep earlier than that anymore. My sleep schedule's wrong.
I'm super.
Like I literally
I'm
didn't go
in
to
that-
sleep last night until 5.
Jesus. I'm in that same kind of ballpark, but for me, it's usually because I'm either still up playing games and just everyone else won't fuck off. Because that's the thing. If I'm having a good time, and I'm tired, I don't care that I'm tired. I'll keep having a good time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know, and then I like to listen to videos when I go to sleep. Unlike people like who like I like listening to soft, soothing ASMR, and I'm like, nah, I just
ASMR. I don't understand how that works for some people.
yeah, ASMR makes my fucking skin crawl. I hate it.
It's just weird.
Just like, hey guys, I'm gonna talk softly into this mic and make you really uncomfortable.
Like I guess it works, but I don't know. It feels negative to me. Like
I got a great
irritating.
topic for this first episode of this podcast. My ex-girlfriend.
No, that's gonna need
Should
like
we
2
not?
full
We
episodes.
can talk about her all I
don't know her
want.
that much. I only know what you guys have told me.
Like,
It's
if we
that's all
talk
you need to
about
know.
Her, we're gonna need 2 full episodes for that.
Yeah,
When
we're
I
gonna.
met her, she seemed pretty normal, but that was like 2 times.
Well, yeah, we can talk a little bit about it right now since it's a good topic that we won't get derailed on.
I met her at Orla. This is how I met her, and I remember this because it was weird. I was standing outside of the choir classroom,
and she was just standing there. I was standing in the corner, and she was standing there, and she had like, yeah, I was just standing there T-posing. She's just standing there. She had a My Little Pony water bottle, and like she caught me
Always
just,
My Little Pony.
yeah. She had a My Little Pony water bottle, and like I was standing in front of the water fountain, so she came up to me and she's like, "Hi, can I get into the water fountain?" So I was like, "Okay, my bad," and so I moved out of the way. So then after that, she just started talking to me, and she followed me into the choir classroom and stood next to me, and I was just like, "I don't want to talk to you."
That was foreshadowing for her stalking you.
But then she like, but then she just started talking to me, so I like talked back, and I thought she was cool because like I wasn't expecting any of it. So I was just like, okay. She was nice to me. Okay, she was the only friend I had at the time because everyone else had left. So I was just like, okay. So then we started hanging out after school, and I would go to her house all the time, and we'd go to the mall. And then she brought me in to her weird
apartment.
No, I mean, I thought her apartment was weird because she had all these guinea pigs like lined up from her front door all the way down her hall.
Guinea pigs?
Yeah, guinea
How do you
pigs.
get them to do that? I've had guinea pigs before.
She had guinea pigs. No, like lined up. Like you would walk into.
In a cage?
Yeah,
Like
They
she's a
weren't even
fucking
cages.
baby?
they were in they were
in like fucking plastic
pet-
tubes.
Yeah, no, they were in like
Oh.
containers. So
Oh wait, like Tupperware?
yes, she had them like so you would walk into her apartment literally, and it was a small apartment. Okay, like it was small, and she had them lined up from the front of her door all the way into the back. No, she just had them because she liked guinea pigs.
One of them was. I remember one
And-
of them like had like tumors.
That's a
and shit.
different
Yeah.
thing, because I'm wondering if she has a hoarding disorder, like where she meant to sell them but she just never did.
No, she would always just buy them, but then it would lead into her room, and then
Oh,
she had a
that's
hamster and a bunny in her room. But
That bunny was a little asshole.
I didn't mind any of that. I was just like, all right, you like animals. I get that. I can get down with it. That's fine. So then, like a month after we started hanging out, she decided, so I have something to tell you, but don't think I'm crazy. And I was just like, okay. She's like, well, I have an imaginary boyfriend. I brought him up, like, I made him. We have a little fantasy world. We
Was
have all
this
these
before
kids.
or after
I'm just like,
you guys
before.
started dating?
Before. She didn't know him yet.
What?
Yeah, she didn't know him yet.
Because I wasn't going to Orla at all yet.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
No, you didn't meet her when you were going to Orla, though. What happened
You
was...
having some fucking gay ass choir concert.
Yeah, we had a choir concert, and she was there because she was a part of it with me, and I was just like, I had to go on stage first though because I had a swing dance thing, and so I was just like, well, you two can talk, stay up here and talk, and you guys got along because you guys liked that stupid game Undertale, which she had some really weird fantasies with that
She
shit.
was into skeleton board. That's kind of fucked.
Yeah, she was into some
Is that
weird
technically
stuff.
necrophilia?
Yeah.
Yeah. But she was also into like the weird skeleton like male.
Pregnancy.
Yeah. She was into some really
I know what you guys are talking about.
weird stuff. Okay? And then after that, he liked her and I knew. So I'd always make jokes about it.
Yeah, you
And
would just say, you know it's obvious, right?
yeah, and so then she knew too. And so she would always come up with these like plans and stuff just to mess with him. And then they went on this
Okay,
date.
I want to talk about that myself because
Okay.
all I know is that she called you from.
She did.
She called you like twice.
Well, the first time she called me, she was just like, I don't know what to do, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, well, just fucking go back in there. And then
Get back in there,
she
you
called me 5 minutes later and was just like, I want to go out with him, but if you tell me no, then I won't do it. And I was just like, well, I don't care. Do it.
Well, now you wish you said
And
no.
I wish I had said no.
Anyway, so I can barely remember meeting her actually, but we were just. I still remember like actually just hanging out at her house, and I was just kind of off put by all the fucking animals in there. And then I remember, well, once we went to Seattle, and you weren't like you got like sick while we were there.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of sucked. I still remember I was just watching TV. You fucks were off somewhere in her room, and she told me not to follow. So I was like, okay, I'll just watch TV. I don't want to know what you fuckers are doing anyway. And what was going on apparently? And then she comes out, just looks right over me, and I'm like, and then she kisses me, and I'm just like, Like,
Yeah, you died.
yeah, I that was literally my brain turning off. I was like,
Like, you died.
Wait, what happened? I spaced out.
and she kissed me.
Yeah, and he
And then
died.
she trapped you in a corner and kissed you.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, she literally forced me into like, I told her no, that I wasn't into her like that. I literally told her I was into somebody else because I was, and she knew it too. Both of you did.
Yeah, poor
Whoa,
Brian.
this
And-
podcast has been a lot.
Like, she knew, and then she was just like, well, I'm gonna do it anyway. And so then I just like, she forced me into the corner by her door. And then she kissed me. Yeah, no, she fucked up my relationship with Brian.
Poor Brian. Poor
Like,
you.
Yeah, she ruined it. She did a lot more than just, she did a lot.
Are you gonna shave with that, Ethan?
Like I said, if we talk about that, we're gonna need more than just.
Yeah, this will be a topic we'll be coming back to. But I want to talk a little bit about like my experience. And one of the things is that, people who have brain damage sometimes make these things called original characters or OC. And that's terrible. Not everyone who makes OCs are brain damaged, but I am. And I had one. It's the name of my YouTube channel, Red. And I was kind of into Undertale, so he was just kind of like my Sans of a universe of mine, and she just kind of did things to him that I don't appreciate at all. I didn't even appreciate while we were dating. She's just like, oh, he's pregnant with his own child, and I said, excuse me, what? And it's like, oh, because his wife will die if she tries to carry the baby.
Fucking John Bob.
I really did.
Wait, do you remember who that was?
John Bob?
Yeah.
No.
This is fucking Twitter artist too. He made a bunch of like really in-depth like video games and kind of put other YouTubers in there as fan art, and they all thought it was really cool and they started to get close to him, and he started like responding to the ones he found attractive and basically started making like a fucking. He was trying to attempt some weird fucking harem of like animator girls, and he started drawing porn of their OCs. You got fucking John Bob. Dude.
I really did. Fuck, Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
But anyway, one of the things that was really scary was she had me in some kind of fucking trance. It was just like, it was scary. Like, it's just certain. I would just stop thinking. And what maybe that sounds romantic to someone to just be like, yo, I can't even think straight when I'm with you, or something like that. But for me, it was like looking back at it, it was terrifying because like. She would like subtly manipulate me into doing shit.
I think my worst nightmare is dating someone and finding out they have a fart fetish.
Just like they're sitting uncomfortably close to your ass, and then you're just like, and then they're like,
That would be scary. And then like, you all just have to get intimate, and they like ask you each just like fucking fart on me. It's like. I would leave. I wouldn't even break up with them. I just
squeeze me with your ass cheeks and let it rip.
To them again.
But anyway, so she would just kind of subtly manipulate me, and one of the biggest ones that she tried to get me emancipated at 17. So
What is emancipated mean?
it means like becoming your own legal guardian from your parents earlier than 18.
She got him to run away.
Yeah, I ran away from my house
Why didn't I know this shit? I've known you for like 3 years.
because I didn't tell you, asshole.
Now the only people that knew were me, him, her, and Brian because he unfortunately got involved.
Wow.
Nobody knew. We didn't want to
I
tell
like-
anybody.
Deep lore.
Lots of deep lore. But anyway.
It was crazy.
It really
man.
was, but like I blacked out during that point too.
Oh my god.
When she basically asked me to come to her house, and I was just like, I can't, I'll get in trouble. And she's just like, do it anyways. Do you even care about me? And and then I black out, and then like I wake up and it's morning time, and I'm laying on her floor, and I'm like, I didn't do a very good thing, did I? And I have like 15 missed calls from my mom.
Yeah, I just remember getting woken up by my mom at like 7 in the morning. She's just like, have you heard from Alex? No. Can you like text him or call him? No, what the fuck? He's missing. I'm like, this dumb bitch.
Yeah, you knew exactly where I was.
I knew exactly where you were.
You guys like my...
She said.
You guys
that
like
were
my
missing.
you guys like my computer background? Alright, but anyway, yeah, I just kind of remember blacking out, and okay, just to give you a context, like my house is very far from her apartment. It was like it's especially to walk. I walked in the fucking middle of the night. Okay, so I pointed out where her apartment is.
I vaguely remember. I know it's far.
No, I pointed out to you last night.
I know. I don't remember where I was.
But
It's like 20 minutes away from here.
You think I'm fully conscious when I'm driving? No.
yeah, so and this place is about 15 minutes away from my house. So that's like a 35 that's a 35-minute drive. But I walked there. That was
that's like about like double and then like half the amount of time.
Yeah.
It's like 2/3 longer, and then in the dark.
Yeah, it was in the dark. And it was it was cold outside.
By outside substances or whatever happened. Yeah. Was it substances or he just like fucking
No.
stressed?
He just went because
she fucking drugged you or
no,
something?
she manipulated him. She was just like, if you don't care about me, then blah blah blah.
God, I hate those people.
Well, another time I blacked out too was she kept doing that thing to keep manipulating me, which was just like the fake breakups where she's just like, we're done.
She always tried breaking up with him, and then she would just be like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
Yeah, and one time I blacked out after she said it. You were in the group chat with us when she said it to me.
I was.
And then I remember blacking out.
There were many times where you had called me crying because she had broken up with you, and then she turned around and didn't break up with you.
That's fucked up.
Dude,
Brian honestly was ready to sit with me and just be like, guess what?
Do I know Brian?
Brian Harris. He has black hair and glasses.
Did we make that weird ramen with him?
Yes, that was him. That was Brian. Good old Brian.
My story about all of her is just a lot different than it is with you because yours just is relationship wise. Mine started like a month.
The origin story.
yeah, mine's literally the origin story, and yours is just the dating portion of it. He actually, when they first started dating, he didn't talk to me for like 2 months because I don't know if she said anything to you. I don't know what had happened, but
I just wasn't talking to you.
Yeah, he just wasn't talking to me. And so then that was the first time that
I hadn't like talked to you in like a long time.
Yeah. And then we started talking again because she had said something to you. But yeah, no, and then you ended up coming to Orla, which got a whole lot worse. And then her whole like fantasy thing with that guy was bad. And
dude, like, how do you have a how do you have a fantasy boyfriend and a real one?
See, here's the
she
thing.
had underlying schizophrenia and never got diagnosed.
If her fantasy boyfriend ever had a fight with her, ever said anything, she would come to me at 5 a.m. and tell me that she wanted to kill herself.
Yeah, that
every
sounds
night.
Like mental illness. That does not sound like purposeful shit.
No, she blamed everything on having OCD as well. Like it was at some point it literally got so bad because all she wanted to do was kill herself. I remember chasing her around a hotel because he was there. We went to a hotel.
And I was stressing out.
He was stressed, so he didn't do it. But I was chasing her from the very top of the floor all the way down to the bottom for an hour before managing to get her to go back to the hotel room.
I think not only was I stressing out not wanting to, I think you told me to stay put also.
I did. I told you to stay put because it just wasn't helping. But then she calmed down and we started doing other stuff. And I don't know, it was really bad for me because I wasn't...
I remember you guys were trying to play hide and seek with me, but it was just pissing me off because I didn't want to do that at the hotel.
Well, we were, but yeah.
I didn't want to
for
do
a
that
while,
at the hotel,
but
and I just kinda
it was
hang out.
that whole thing, the whole like her wanting to kill herself every day was like really bad for me.
One time, I was doing your average teenager thing and just complaining about your parents because that's what every teenager does. You know, you have a fight with your mom and you're just like, my mom fucking sucks, you know? And, I was complaining to her about that because, you know, that's what teenagers do. They complain about their parents to each other. And then, like, okay, so we were on a public bus and I was going home. And after we were done having a date, and so I just went home, and my mom was like, "Oh, you're a little late. What happened?" I was just like, "Oh, the bus was kind of getting stuck in traffic," and she's just like, "Ah, okay. How was your day?" and shit like that. And suddenly, I hear like a, and I'm like, "Who the fuck?" And no, she apparently like got off at a different stop because she wanted to yell at my mom or something, and she was, and then her poor grandma got off with her to make sure that nothing got bad. And she's just kind of trying to, like, subtly just, like, get both of them to stop. Because my mom, if you... it doesn't matter how old you are. If you challenge her, like, you know, as a parent, she'll go right for your fucking throat, dude. And
It's true. She killed me one time.
yeah, how many lives do you have left, Ethan?
I think this is my last one.
Shit, time to get in a car crash.
I don't remember ordering any. So
You should probably order some when you get home then.
yeah.
But anyways, and then she storms off, and then her grandma. I didn't know this was going on. My dad was paying attention to it though. Apparently, her grandma was really trying, like, over and over apologizing for her behavior. So that's the thing. Her grandma was the sweetest old lady. Like, honestly, if there's anything about that family I'd keep around in my life, it'd probably just be that sweet old lady. Because I would say stupid shit, and her mom would just be like, her mom would be like, but then the grandma would be like, ha ha. I loved her little old lady Boston accent. That was amazing. She's just like, it's clam chowder.
Sorry.
And shit. But to finish what I was saying, the angel stomps and runs off, and I'm sitting in my room just kind of like wondering what the fuck just happened. And I hear the world's loudest scream, and I thought like someone just came out of the bushes and stabbed her.
Awesome.
My mom told me to stay inside because her grandma had told her that Angel was just having an episode.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't believe that for shit because I was just like, fuck, who screams like that?
Yeah.
The only time I've heard a scream like that is in like movies when someone's being horribly murdered. So I open my window and hop outside in my fucking socks and run down the street, and she's just laying in the fucking street screaming. And I'm like, what the
Shit, I didn't know it fucking went this. I met her in real life. It just seemed like normal enough.
No, she yeah, the whole like going back to the whole her wanting to die thing, that fucked me up because like I wasn't sleeping anymore and I wasn't eating either. Like I almost went to the hospital so many times just because I kept trying to help her. And then she fucked up my relationship with Brian because
Shout outs to Brian for being just a cool guy.
Yeah, shout out to Brian because now we're cool. We're cool now. Like I mean, I would like to hope so, but I liked
you just
him.
gotta jerk him off and then you'll be cool.
Oh my god, ew.
Die.
You die, Ethan.
But he had started going to Orla, and I was just like, oh, okay. And then we
By
started.
the way, from what he told me, he said that Orla was the worst school he's ever been to.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I hear a lot.
Yeah. And
the structure of it's just fucking awful.
we started like hanging out and shit, and I liked him because I thought he was cool, and
I thought he was cute.
he was, and he.
No homo or anything. Brian is kind of cute though.
Yeah, like
He is.
don't get me wrong, okay.
It's okay for Ethan to say it.
And
You
so
think
I was just
Brian's
like,
kinda
okay.
cute, Ethan?
He's alright, yeah.
And then him and I hung out at like the park, just us once, and we were
Would
talking.
you get in bed and spoon with him, Ethan?
Blah, blah, blah.
I don't know him. Okay, let her finish the
Yeah.
thing.
Anyway,
Shut up.
I couldn't.
Shut up.
It was really hard to tell if he liked me back. Like I couldn't just tell, and I made the bad decision of telling Angel that I liked him. He knew. Alex knew because I had told him. He knew.
Yeah, 'cause you trust me because I'm not gonna just tell
Yeah.
somebody that. That's not.
And it was really obvious because that.
Yeah.
Bec-
It's obvious, Will.
yeah, it was just obvious because the night of the lake house we were just being very like.
I was there for that.
Yeah. Anyway, so then I made the mistake of telling her. Well, that's where it went all downhill because she literally wiggled her way into it. Like she
Oh, she wasn't even supposed to be there?
she wasn't at the lake house, but like she wiggled her way into the whole like trying to get him to. She flat out told him that I liked him. And she told him a whole lot of other stuff, and basically that just ruined our friendship because even at school, and I had class with him, he was my swing dance partner for swing dance, and it was so awkward we couldn't even like look at each other because she had screwed up everything. Like there were a few times that I left the class and went out to my car just to sit there and cry because I was so no, just my sister would take us to school, so I would just go out to her car and I would basically just sit there, and I was just so pissed off because it was just like,
If that fucking bitch would have kept her mouth shut for maybe like a couple weeks more to like a couple months more, it probably would have come together.
probably, and it would have been fine. But I am happily dating someone now, so it's okay.
Shoutouts to Josh for smelling really bad and fucking sheep.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we all know he fucks the sheep in his basement.
Leave in 3 minutes.
All right, let's wrap
Like-
up. Let's wrap up today's episode. Final remarks from me is don't stick your dick in crazy. I've done it too many times. What's your final remarks for today?
No.
All right, that's great. Ethan, what is your final remarks of the day? Like, what advice do you want to give the kids?
Wear your seatbelt.
That's a great piece of
Wear
advice.
your seatbelt and do drugs, kids.
Yeah, do drugs, kids. They're good for you.
They're good for your health.
Especially that creepy old man behind the store says so.
You can just title this episode "Crazy Ex-Girlfriend Chronicles."
Part 1. All right, thanks for listening to our half-assed podcast. We got good old Ethan over here.
Hi.
And we got our good cat over here.
Meow.
And then you got me, the biggest fat ass of them all. Thanks for listening, guys, and try not to kill yourselves tonight. At least